He's asking me for me. You're right, mate. You're right, mate. You're right. All credit to Arron, because I spent a lot of time with a lot of fighters and I do a one-to-one, but some guys don't pick it up. You've got to have a lot of intelligence. You've got to be able. Some people absorb things very quickly, and some don't. You can tell a guy over and over and over again, and you think this guy just learns it hard way. And that's not what I'm about. I'm about skill. The skill of boxing, not to be hit, and have a good defence, and that's the root of boxing. Good defence, good footwork, basics. We're for 10 weeks now with this, his condition is second to none, and we've done a lot of strength work with him. Ab work, the core of your strength is your stomach, and we've worked a lot on strength work, core work. And he's getting even stronger now, so I'm really pleased with him, really pleased with him. Turn it, turn.
Do you feel, Arron, that you've become a better fighter mentally and physically since becoming British champion?
Yeah, most definitely. I've become a better fighter mentally, and physically with being under my new trainer Bob. I've been Bob for about 3 or 4 years now, and it's not just winning the title. Obviously, it's made me a more confident fighter and a better fighter, as you'll see in my next fight. But like I say, since I've moved over with Bob about 3 or 4 years ago now, I've been an improved fighter, a better fighter altogether. From fighting John Dudley, I was out and I got pushed in the deep end at the time, and no one gave me a chance really. I met Bob Shannon. He turned me around, and I'm a different fighter altogether now.
After that, the early part of your career, you went in with the likes of, like you say, John Dudley,
yeah.
Anthony Small. You fought Max Maxwell as a young kid as well. I know you've since arranged that, but
yeah.
Your career didn't go the way you planned then, and it almost turned you away from boxing.
No, like I said, I was going to turn my back against boxing until I met Bob. When he sat me down and he had a talk to me, he said, I've got potential, and he could do things with me. And he took me under his wing, and we've achieved a lot in 3 or 4 years what I've been with him. I won the prize fighter. I was an outsider. When I fought Sam Webb. We come through that the winner. I'm the champion now, and people are starting to see the potential I've got.
Looking back at the fighter before the Bob Shannon era, was you just a totally different boxer, fighter, person all around?
Well, I was a different person. If you stuck a microphone in front of my face now, I couldn't say a word. I'd stutter like mad. Bob's helped me a lot, mentally. I'm actually, I'm growing into a man. I'm turning into a man at the end of the day. I fought them fighters as a kid when I was 18, 19 years old. I was a boy. My body's developing. I'm just getting more mature now, and everything's coming together.
You and Bob have got a close relationship, a close bond now. What are Bob's strengths and what has he added to you as a boxer?
Well, basically, when I came over to Bob, we went back to the drawing board. I was a fighter who, was very quiet, and he's changed everything about me. He brought me along slowly, building my confidence up, changed my style all around together. Just learning new things, coming along slowly. I had the right fights at the right time, and I was progressing. Won the prize fighter. He said to me, in 12 months time, you'll be ready for a British title. When he was right, it was 12 months after. I fought for a British title and I won it. And everything's coming together now.
Full trust in Bob.
Yeah, 100%.
Both trying to achieve together.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even like sparring when Bob's not there. I don't like coming to the gym if Bob's not there. You know what I mean? So, he plays a big part in it.
That prize fight and winning that tournament, it was almost probably a bolt out of the blue for a lot of people, which it tends to be. But did that make you think, man, I've really got something here now? I need to start taking seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it was something what I needed to win. Me, myself, and Bob. We knew we was capable of winning it. Obviously people ripped me off, and the favourite was Bradley Price, I think, at the time. But we knew ourselves like we could win. But I went in there, and done it, and sort of that opened doors for me and started to make people realise, he's a good kid, he could do something.
When you was training, when you took Arron over to America training in Freddie Roach's gym?
Yeah, well, what happened with that? Matthew Hatton's fighting Alvarez over in LA, and I thought, what a great chance and a great experience and a great journey for Prince Arron to go on, and he had to pay for it himself and commit money-wise, and I knew when he said he was going to do it, I knew I've got a good kid here. It's all right people saying would like to go to America, but when you've got to say to someone, unfortunately, you've got to pay for it because you're not fighting, it takes a lot and it costs him a lot of money. But I said to him, it will be worth it because I will get you fantastic sparring over there, and rightly we did. We had got him great sparring over there in Maywood Gym. I was recommended by the great De La Hoya, Oscar De La Hoya, to me, go to the Mexican gym in LA, the Maywood Gym, and I phoned up the trainer. I said, is there any chance of me coming down? And I've got a great prospect here, Prince Arron. The third thing he said to me when I walked in the gym, he's never £150. He's a super middleweight. I said, honestly, I wouldn't. And he said, let's get him on the scales. He couldn't believe the size of Prince Arron. Anyway, from there we ended up a great friendship with the trainer, and he was so impressed with Arron. We did about 50 rounds of sparring while I was over there, sparring all different lads. Great experience for him. And we went to Freddie Roach's gym, and he met Freddie Roach and seen all these great fighters there. And he seen me do a personal workout, media workout with Matthew Hatton at Freddie Roach's gym. It was a great honour for me as a trainer from England going there. And Freddie was watching me. It was a great experience, and Freddie came up to me after and said, Bob, Shannon, I'm very impressed with you. The way you angled yourself and the way you conducted yourself with Matthew. You didn't show a lot, because Alvarez's team was watching me as well in the gym. And I said, because without saying, Freddie Roach is the main man in boxing. He is the cream of the cream. And I said to Freddie, if I look up anyone as a trainer, and respect people, it's you. I said, I feel that I'm very similar to you in a lot of ways. I'm not a flashy trainer, but I get results. I said, and I feel that I'm very, very similar to you. And he said, well, Bob, he said, I'm very impressed with it. And I'll give you a signed autograph, pads, he has pads specially made for himself. And I'll sign them and I'll send them to your hotel. Unfortunately, we missed each other by 5 minutes. So he still owes me them pads, but he's a great guy. What a great ambassador to boxing. You know, knowledge he's got is tremendous, and you know, having Parkinson's as well, is how he does it. You know, it's incredible.
The best time in my life. You know, I never thought I'd win a British title. When coming over with Bob, you know, he knew the ability I had, you know, and the capability, and you know, and then I started to believe, you know, I can win a British title. I can win a British title. And then when I won it, you know, I was over the moon. You know, I wasn't just over the moon for me. I was over the moon for my trainer Bob. You know, I made him proud. You know, I done myself proud, and it's made me a better fighter. And I just can't wait to fight again, man.
Started working with Prince Arron?
It must have been about 2.5 years ago. I was actually going to get some polish on my car at Alford's in Aston-under-Lyne, and I was walking around the aisles with my wife looking for some polish, and then I spotted Prince Arron coming, and it was just after the Duddy fight. And I was talking to my wife. I said, you know, Prince Arron's a good little fighter. I said, unfortunately, he was pushed in too soon. I said, you know, and then we bumped into each other in the aisles, and I had a word with him, and I just said to him, if you ever fancy doing the boxing again, come and see me. And his first words to me, he said, I don't think I'm going to box. You know, I was humiliated. I thought it was a really good fight. I said, I got in the ring with him, I just couldn't angle it, he was too good. I said, well, it was too soon. So let's get that straight. It was too soon for you, son, and I know that I can turn it around for you. Just give me a chance. I'm not a guy that approaches other fighters by any means, but for you, seeing that fight, we bumped into each other, come and see me, and I'll do as much as I can with him. We'll work hard together. And he did. He came to see me. And you know, for 9 months, I had him in the gym. I didn't allow him to fight. I just coached him and basically just gave him his confidence back. Because like I say, he was at a low time of his life, you know, his career. He was, you know, just getting beat, and he was, as his words said to me, I was humiliated, Bob. I didn't think I was that good. And like I say, for 9 months of coaching him, got his confidence back, did some sparring with him, got him sparring, and I'd be dead honest with you, I got him sparring, and I had to keep stopping the sparring sessions every other round because his nose kept really bleeding badly, because he kept getting hit through the middle. He had his hands here, so every time he got a jab or a right hand, it hit him straight on the nose, and without question, I was stopping it. And sparring partners were saying to him, Bob, it's no good to me, you keep stopping the sparring session in a couple of rounds, he's 6'3" and I'm only 5'10", and come on, you know. And I thought to myself, is he going to get it? Is he going to get what I've been telling him about? It's just going more side on, keep this hand here, parry, clipping, shoulder here. It took a while, but then he got it. And I tell you now, them same sparring partners won't get in the ring with him now. It's just about giving him the right direction, giving the confidence, and just showing how to do something. And it does take time.
But Arron, Prince, where did the name come from?
I actually thought it myself. My real name is Arron Jones. Obviously, like when I wanted to turn pro, you know, I wanted a name what catch the public eye. You know, give it a bit more spark. And you know, Jones is not one of them names. And you know, come up with the name Prince. And you know, I think it's worked. And you know, it's a name, you know, what stuck with me. And you know, I'm glad I used it now. It's one of them names that, you know, stick in people's heads. You know, if you heard the name Arron Jones, you know, it's just one of them names that will go out your head. You know, but if you heard the name Prince Arron, everyone will be asking, oh, who's Prince Arron? Who's this Prince Arron? So, you know, I think it's done the job, and you know, and I'm glad I come up with the name.
You a fan of the of Prince Nasser Mohammed? Was that any bearing on it?
No, not at all. You know, I'd like to go on and achieve what he achieved, but no, it was nothing to do with that.
Bob, when you know, it was almost like destiny when you met each other in that line, you know, and to this day now. Did you have to sort of take him back to the beginning and teach him the fundamentals again, even though he had been had a few fights? Did you feel he just didn't have the fundamentals of a boxer?
I think what it was with him, I think what I think the basics wasn't there with him. He was a rangy fighter, and whipping him in and getting a lot of success. But when he went up to the next level with Duddy, right up to the next level, he was without doubt got found out with his defence, because he didn't have one. He was just standing very upright with his hands far apart, and you couldn't miss him. And he couldn't get round that. He couldn't understand why he was getting hit so much. God, I'm 6'3". Why is a 5'10" man hitting me with a jab? But once you show him and you get him in front of the mirror and you let him look at yourself, what can you see? Openings. Look at them openings. Yeah. Well, start getting your hands in front, you start flipping, shoulder work, moving. But it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes a long time, a lot of practice, a lot of patience. And like you say, I'm a very patient trainer, and I think it's paid off. The prize fighter came along. I really fancied it, and I was a real underdog. I went down, just myself and Arron. We went to London. You wouldn't believe it. We weighed in. He was a pound and a quarter over. And everyone said, he can't make the weight, he's too big. And we went down, sweated it off, came back, we bang on the weight, and what a performance. What a performance. And you know, let's be honest, it was a really tough, it was a tough competition with people, you know, the good fighters. Look at the draw as well, we had all the hard fights. And he just gelled to it, confident, and the prize fighter champions. He's exceptionally big for his weight. That's the first thing I've got to say. You know, he's a freak of nature. He's 6'3", and does 150 pounds. You know, he's 11 stone. It's incredible. He's got big upper body.